Okay, so we are about to hit the start button, right? Okay, so we are now into the test. All right, first up, I'll just look at the RCs. This is going to be awkward, but someone has to tell you, so it may as well be me. You're kind of a loser. You know that feeling you sometimes have. Your friends have more friends than you. The RC देखी हुई लग रही है. You're right, they do, and you know how almost everyone at gym seems in better shape. ठीक है, all right. Let me go and see the second RC. For more than 3 millennia, human beings have invested some of their best cognitive, effective resources in spiritual and religious. That investment, in retrospect, might not have been uniformly wise and uniformly creative. It has not been uniformly forgettable either. Okay, investment तो ये spiritual, religious और थोड़ी सी cognitive, effective वाली है. So which is more of a abstract. So इसको थोड़ा सा बात के लिए रख सकते हैं. Then I go and look at the third RC. Decisions of IMF and World Bank don't make Somalia. Both institutions are keen to demonstrate they are now truly progressive, dedicated to the elimination of poverty and tackling inequality. Somalia is a good test. Whether the grand plans and lofty rhetoric actually amount to anything. ठीक है, ये इसमें कुछ मुश्किल नहीं दिख रहा है. इसको पहले कर सकते हैं. Then I go to the last one. Children cannot find themselves reflected in books they read or many images they see are distorted. There are a powerful lesson about how they are devalued in society. Concept of book acting as mirror. ठीक है, ये भी कुछ देखा हुआ सा लग रहा है. तो ये भी कोई मुश्किल नहीं है. तो आरसी मुझे कोई इसमें चैलेंजिंग एक सिर्फ जो थोड़ी सी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है उसको एंड में करेंगे. तो लेट मी नाउ गो straight away to VA. Okay, first up we have a odd one out, the effect of these microbiota targeted therapy that alter community composition. So secondary infections linked to antibiotic insights into microbial ecology will also benefit. Connection between disease drug developer skills. Pretty dense because first of all those एक ही मुझे link दिख रहा है इसमें. Secondary infections insights into microbial also benefit. Connection between disease between the host is now well established. This could well be the opening statement. लेकिन थोड़ा सा मुझे ये ज्यादा डेंस लग रहा है और इसको मुझे अभी ज्यादा टाइम देने का मन नहीं कर रहा है. इसको आई लीव इट राइट नाउ. ओके, दिस प्रीटी चैलेंजिंग काइंड ऑफ स्टफ. इसको आराम से करेंगे. ह्यूमन माइंड हैज टू फंडामेंटल साइकोलॉजिकल मोटिव्स. देखा proclamation. I think therefore I am illustrates all by Melville's statement. I have never thinks, just feels exemplified. The rationalist inclination makers want certainty, objective, while romantic in us task and emotional subjectivity. Psychology and neuroscience recognize distinction. Cognition and emotion are two major categories of mind that is, but minds, but things are almost not quite linked. The rational thought has been treated as product of mind. Emotions were traditionally usual. ठीक है, ये कोई मुश्किल नहीं दिख रहा है. इसमें ये कह रहा है कि there are two fundamental. Descartes कह रहा है कि I think और दूसरा है तो रैशनलिस्ट और इमोशनलिस्ट दो टाइप के लोग हैं. साइकोलॉजी एंड न्यूरोसाइंस में ये डिस्टिंक्शन पता है उनको. कॉग्निशन एंड इमोशन टू कैरेक्टर्स कैटेगरीज. ठीक है, तो इसको अगर हम देखना चाहें तो ह्यूमन माइंड ऑसिलेट्स बिटवीन रैशनल इंक्लिनेशन और इमोशनल रोमांटिसिज्म. डिस्टिंक्शन ड्राइव साइकोलॉजी. दिस ऐसा कहीं नहीं बोल रहा है कि इट ऑसिलेट्स बिटवीन. ये दो अलग अलग टाइप की बताई गई है. Cognition as a product of mind is distinct from emotion, which was once considered a product of body. Psychology now recognize both as distinct products of mind. ठीक है, it looks like okay. Psychology and neuroscience recognize both as distinct. लेकिन पहले emotion एक ही था. ठीक है, this looks okay. Where rational thought was always associated with mind, traditionally emotions traditionally considered a product was brought into the fold of mind only recently. Only recently कहीं पे बताया गया ऐसा कि recently ऐसा मुझे कहीं भी नहीं दिख रहा है. Okay, at the core of human mind is the conflict between certainty, creativity, one product mind, other product of me. Second looks to be perfectly fine here. Let me mark this and go ahead. Okay, one way or the other, the historiography of science has been greatly broadened, not to say transformed. When the impulse of this comes in about at least coordinate philosophy of science of consequence, of course, has been philosophers who are concerned with theory. Pretty dense. इसको अभी छोड़ना पड़ेगा. Okay, let me see the next one. Okay, so rewards and punishment came down to the hierarchy of the individual. Thus, the wishy-washy, okay, power-laden hierarchy through which authority wielded the whip in which individual held in line, and the individual habitually looking upward at the next rung became conditioned to subservience. Okay, तो ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा, टाइम नहीं लिखा हूँ. हाँ, तो thus the wishy power-laden hierarchy through which authority wielded the whip, rewards and punishment came down to the hierarchy and the individual connected to one. 10 the wishy-washy, 2 is the end. So 3 के बाद में 1 आएगा, 1 के बाद 4 और फिर 2. Right? This looks all right. Not a challenge here. 3, 1, 4, 2. Okay. Next पे चलते हैं. but my affliction made this even harder. Okay, but good clue. I already stood out among my French friends as a kid who was like them, but not quite half white, but by way of the mother and half Arab by way of my father, which condemned me to a different category. Frenches. But my afflictions, nahi, यहाँ नहीं आ सकता. I desperately wanted to blend in to be a version of what I thought was normal. But my afflictions made this even harder. Okay, desperately wanted to be a version, but this made it harder. They formed, right? You got the clue here. They cannot refer to anything in this, so we have to fit it in two. और कहीं जा नहीं सकता ये. तो फैंटास्टिक. वी गॉट आगे कुछ देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है इसको. ऑप्शन 2 लगाओ और आगे चलो. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Okay, future work in the field of sustainable design metrics should include the discussion of available data during the design phase of chemicals. Such tools can be designed to apply. Currently, the life cycle assessment results are used to measure in future quantitative research of green design. Of course, life cycle. ये भी थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट दिख रहा है इनिशियली. इसको मुझे अभी टाइम, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी टाइम निकला जा रहा है. 6 मिनट हो गए हैं मेरे. 3 ही क्वेश्चन है. आई वोंट टच दिस. आई विल गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन. The world's independence movements confronts the unfinished business of colonialism. Okay. South Sudan became the 193rd United Nations member. The secession from Sudan was unique in modern history. Okay. World's independence movements confront the unfinished business. यहाँ पे आने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. Can the example set by South Sudan ever be replicated? Yes, perhaps soon. Wars in the Middle East are creating conditions under which new nations might emerge. World confront global powers that usually conspire to stymie independence might be ready to radically draw. Map must be redrawn. Finished business. In most of the third world, former colonial power was drawn by Europeans divide ethnic and religious groups into separate groups or force others into uneasy power sharing, stoking civil conflict. The world's independent movement confront the unfinished business. In most of the third world, former colonial powers, borders drawn by Europeans divide ethnic and religious groups into force, stoking civil conflict. ये तो एंड में ही आने के लायक दिख रहा है, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड इंडिपेंडेंस मूवमेंट जो है, जो ये बताया है, confront the unfinished business of colonialism. Looks to be fourth blank, wherever it is, fourth blank लगा देते हैं इसको. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. So this is texting has habituated us to a much quicker receiving. Texting is a medium that conditions our minds. Okay. One से start होने के बाद 2 से हो सकता है. Before everyone had a cell phone, people used to visit, wait while. ठीक है. When we don't get the quick review, our mind freaks out. Okay. ठीक है. So 1 और 4 एक मैलिटी पे and 3 से start हो जाएगा. 2 से start होगा. Texting is a medium. ठीक है. 2 से start हो जाएगा. Then we go to 3 and for everyone, then quicker response, and then 4. So 2, 3, 1, 4 looks to be perfectly fine here. So let me put here 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay. So that's it. So we are at 8 minutes now, and I'm not going to touch those tough looking VA questions right away. I'll go to the RC. So RC हमने सोमालिया वाला पहले देख लिया था. सोमालिया वाले RC को पहले निपटा देते हैं. Okay. Decision the IMF and World Bank make or don't make about Somalia matter. Both institutions are keen to demonstrate that they are not truly progressive and dedicated to elimination of poverty and tackling inequality. Somalia is a good test and plans amount to anything. It is a country that needs help and needs now. Drought and near famine have left Somalia as only weak and vulnerable powerless state. World Bank is pledged to make a priority. When the bank was rattling in big increase in donors, I have one reasons it said needed 75 billion to spend over 3 years to help countries like Somalia. Although Somalia is not eligible for IDA funds because it posed the bank and IMF has been part of it. डेट फॉर इनकर्ड इन 1980s 20%. ओके ठीक है. सोमालिया को हेल्प की जरूरत है, लेकिन सोमालिया ऑलरेडी कर्ज में डूबा हुआ है. ठीक है. सो द ऑब्वियस वे फॉरवर्ड विद सोमालिया टू गेट डेट रिलीफ अंडर heavily indebted poor country initiative established by IMF and World Bank in 19. HIPC was designed to free some payable. There are few countries who country never was okay. So सोमालिया निकल नहीं पाया उस चक्कर से अभी तक, क्योंकि HIPC इसीलिए बना था. लेकिन सोमालिया अभी तक उससे निकला ही नहीं, क्योंकि इसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, सिविल वॉर और अनगवर्नेबिलिटी है. तो ये क्वालिफाई नहीं करता. द टू वॉशिंगटन बेस्ड multilateral organizations like Somalia's president, who they think is changing Somalia for the better, implementing the rights of the reforms. Somalia will have to wait for another 2 years before reaching decision point. Movement under HIPC and Z areas will be clear. One wants Somalia to establish a longer track record of reform because देखिए तो उनको 2 साल लगेंगे, लेकिन 2 साल के पहले ही उनको उसको बोल रहा है ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड एस्टैब्लिश करो. दिस सेफ्टी फर्स्ट अप्रोच गारंटी नॉट टू कॉज एनी प्रॉब्लम फॉर द वर्ल्ड बैंक. ऑल्सो फंडामेंटली डाफ्ट अप्रोच, तो बेकार अप्रोच है ये, सिली अप्रोच है. बाय fast tracking Somalia through the debt relief with tools using per country with extra resources that would help it improve the resilience, make it more likely they reform process will continue. Okay, I am not in favor of safety first approach of these guys. Okay, Somalia's case, this would be one of the 2 ways to bring Somalia decision point right off its area, access to multi-year funding, political bank to decide moving forward, and debt free, allocate. Okay, okay. There's a precedent for World Bank and IMF getting a move on because Liberia was fast tracking 2004. That though was with the support of US strategy, which is not minded to be as generous to Somalia. So speaking of help for Somalia will only happen with the World Bank and IMF to have a fight with the US as to their commitment is whether they are prepared to defend the weak against the strong, showing leadership by standing up. Right talk by contrast is cheap. ठीक है, तो ये कोई वैसे मुश्किल नहीं है, बहुत ही आसान रील था। इसमें सोमालिया को हेल्प की जरूरत है और वो पहले ही फंसे हुए कर्जे के अंदर, और दोनों वर्ल्ड बैंक और आईएमएफ जो है बिना यूएस की परमिशन के इनको दे नहीं सकते हैं। तो इस तरह से पैसेज है, तो ज़्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है उसको। लेट्स लुक एट द क्वेश्चंस हियर। द सेंट्रल आइडिया ऑफ द पैसेज इज Somalia is in dire straits while the World Bank and IMF are sitting on their hands doing nothing. What a foolish option. Somalia's present condition is largely because of lack of good decision making on the part of international organizations. Largely because of, ये तो पुरानी है इनकी हालत, आज थोड़ी हुई इनकी हालत ऐसी, ये तो पुरानी है। आज की कंडीशन के लिए why to blame World Bank and IMF? Why the rest of the world including World Bank and IMF want to rescue? They are too scared to confront. Too scared ऐसा तो कहीं नहीं बोल रहा है, ये बोल रहा है कि they need the support of US strategy. If are prepared to have a fight, it doesn't mean that they are scared. So this option can be also eliminated. Somalia attempted reform will possibly influence if the IMF and World Bank choose to act despite US resistance. Yes, this looks fine, perfectly fine. इसको लगा देंगे, आगे चलेंगे. Which of the following actions cannot confirm whether the lofty rhetoric actually amounts to something? Lofty rhetoric. So lofty rhetoric कहीं भी बात हुई थी बीच में. Question क्या करेगी? Which of the action cannot confirm whether lofty rhetoric would amount to something? Bringing forward Somalia's decision point and writing off its areas. The USA writing off, okay, cannot confirm whether the lofty, there are three which can confirm and one will not confirm. USA writing off, so bringing forward Somalia's decision point and writing off its areas will mean that it amounts to something. That means they are trying to help. It is not just a lofty rhetoric. Lofty rhetoric means empty words हैं, तो empty words नहीं है ये, अगर आप इनको help करोगे तो. Third is allocating a pre-years clearance as a reward. Yes, this also means helping. Fast tracking Somalia भी आप help करो, मतलब you are not doing a lofty rhetoric. So then this second option, USA writing off Somalia debt. USA का तो debt भी नहीं है ये पहली बात, तो इसलिए USA का कहाँ से आ गया? This is a useless option. We will eliminate it. I mean, eliminate means choosing. Okay. Which of the following, if true, cannot serve as a reason for Somalia not benefiting from HIPC? HIPC से Somalia को benefit क्यों नहीं मिला है? यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है नीचे, यहाँ पे कहीं पे HIPC. Yes. HIPC was designed to free poor countries from unpayable debt, but there were few countries in which conflict, civil war, or ungovernability meant they never qualified. Somalia was one of them. तो तीन conditions के अंदर आप qualify नहीं करते हो, Somalia एक condition उसमें से. तो इसमें से तीन कंडीशन, कंट्री हैज बीन टॉर्मेंटेड बाय नेवर एंडिंग सिविल वॉर, तो सिविल वॉर यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, सिविल वॉर है, तो दिस इज अ रीजन. नो गवर्नमेंट हैज बीन स्टेबल, तो यहाँ पे लिखा है अनगवर्नेबिलिटी, ठीक है, मतलब कि प्रॉब्लम है. सोमालिया हैज अनगवर्नेबल माउंटेन में डेट, डेट है तो इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी कि दे आर नॉट बीइंग एबल टू मैनेज. डेट है तभी तो दे नीड HIPC. सोमालिया हैजंट हैड अ पीसफुल क्लाइमेट, ये भी लिखा हुआ सिविल वॉर है, यहाँ पे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रही है, तो ये तीन लिखे हुए हैं यहाँ पे और एक नहीं है इसका, ये तो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई. So this thing they will answer quickly mark it and do. Which of the following explains why the author called the World Bank and IMF's approach fundamentally daft? So fundamentally daft, silly क्यों है? HIPC is unhappy with the current government. Okay, fundamentally daft यहाँ पे लिखा था. It is also fundamentally daft. By fast tracking Somalia, why the government extra that would help it improve and more likely reform? अच्छा, reform हो ही नहीं पाएगा अगर आप उसको fast track नहीं करोगे. Unhappy with the current government? Absolutely not. Somalia will not be established for a longer track record to receive debt without yes. Safety was not going to cause talk. Second is the correct answer. Let's move to. Then we thought let's go to the book wala RC. Book wala RC was the last RC. इस पे चलते हैं 25 मिनट बच्चे पढ़ने. When children cannot find themselves reflected in the books they read, when the images they see are distorted, negative, or laughable, about listen how they are devalued. Concept of book acting as a mirror. Does the reader see something of the mirror in the text? Such a book reflects to readers' portion of their identities, culture, experiences. When readers can find themselves, they are indeed validated. The experience are not so unique or strange, so as never to be spoken or experiences include an internal connects with more even strongly. The reality of many is how they do not see reflection of themselves. Putting to attention to the fact that millions of non-Americans read and write the American way of life in which we have limited them to entirely of space limits. For children from marginalized near immediately suggested that books will like about disparity mirrors the children reflection, they will grow with an gradual sense of dangerous interest. Okay. तो चिल्ड्रन जो है उन्हें बुक में अपना कॉन्सेप्ट रीडर्स तो अपने आप को देखेंगे और अपने आप को ज़्यादा भी देख लेंगे तो फिर वो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. To move readers beyond the association to view world that are not their own, books must also active with those. Vicarious experience for the limits of the reader's own life and it is spend them time with. Marginalized groups cultural that must have opportunity themselves such reader find must be willing. We need books to show them the place multiple similarly placed in the offer alternative worlds. We don't find writing just like window and also the back fiction and they will typically the central component in the of lesson. It is a major level begin to tell what kind of behaviors are acceptable for too long. Readers margin groups have been type the board of listening just comes that the law wants to that's for these which are only all readers both books and readers. So that's it. Okay, fine. इसमें तो कुछ भी नहीं है actually. It's very easy. बुक्स में चिल्ड्रन बच्चों को मिरर भी दिखाओ और उनको विंडो भी दिखाओ. मिरर में वो अपने जैसे देखेंगे तो दे विल रिलेट टू देम, दे विल फील देयर इंपॉर्टेंस. नहीं देखेंगे तो दे विल नॉट. एंड अगर उनको विंडो में दिखाओगे तो दे विल दे कैन सी द अदर्स आल्सो, अदरवाइज दे विल बी टू ऑब्सेस्ड विद देमसेल्व्स. तो आपको दोनों चीजें करनी है. दैट्स व्हाट आर.एस. बिशप इज सेइंग. Okay, R.S. Bishop's argument in the last line of passage is based on the assumption. R.S. Bishop का last line में argument क्या है? R.S. Bishop argues all readers need to experience both books that are mirrors for their own lives and books that are windows to the lives of others. ठीक है, तो इसका assumption ये है कि ऐसा experience करने से आप क्या करोगे? आप societal attitudes change कर दोगे, right? तो societal attitudes ऐसा करने से change हो जाते हैं. ऐसा कुछ करके उसका assumption होना चाहिए. We need to improve our view of the world and of ourselves. Improve our view. We do not read for entertainment. Entertainment. Yeah. Reading has to be a meaningful exercise. Reading can help alter societal attitude. Yes. यहाँ पे यही है ना कि इसको ये बोल रहा है कि आपको करंट सोसाइटल एटीट्यूड्स एंड रॉन्ग्स अगर आपको नहीं एनकरेज करने हैं तो आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. तो इसलिए दिस लुक्स ओके, बाकी का कोई सेंस नहीं. Author's suggestion to avoid nurturing ethnocentrism among book readers would most likely be. Ethnocentrism की बात हुई है यहाँ पे. ये रहा ethnocentrism. Disparity of merits in books. Children who see reflection, they will grow up with an exaggerated sense of their own importance and value in the world. Dangerous ethnocentrism. Okay. तो आप अगर अपने आप को ही देखोगे बुक्स में रिफ्लेक्टेड तो आप अपने आप को बहुत ज्यादा सुपीरियर समझने लगोगे. And you will think that you are the center of the universe. Ethnocentrism. To move readers, books must also act as windows. तो आपको दूसरों के बारे में भी पढ़ना चाहिए. Right? Spend time observing those of others. Cultivate healthy reading habits. बिल्कुल गलत. Promote literature not just in English, other language. ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है. Encourage literature about diverse sets of people. Yes, this looks okay. Discourage literature doesn't offer a musical appeal. So C was the right answer here. And go to the next one. In this expression, a window can also be a mirror. The metaphor explains how books. Okay, window can also be a mirror. तो window जो है वो आपकी mirror भी हो सकती है. मतलब कि आप जब दूसरों को देखोगे तो ये लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. Books are sometimes only readers may meet people who are not like themselves who offer alternative. May find that when the lighting is just right, a window can also be a mirror. Literature can transform human experience reflected back, and then that reflection we can see ourselves, our own lives as a part of larger human experience. Okay, ठीक है. तो थोड़ा सा डेप्थ डीप प्रोफाउंड बात बोल गया ये. About people different from us help us understand ourselves. Yes, दूसरे को आप अगर देखोगे तो आप समझ सकते हैं. Help us understand our cultures. So people don't like this, you know. No. This is basically about reflecting it back on us. We see ourselves, our own lives. So this A looks to be perfectly fine. Okay. Author's argument in the first para is invalidated if it is proven that. First para must क्या है? When children cannot find themselves reflected, they see images. They learn a powerful lesson of how they are devalued in the society. Okay. मतलब आपको अगर मैं वो बुक में नहीं दिखोगे तो लगेगा कि हमारी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. तो इसको इनवैलिडेट करना है. Family has a greater impact on a child's way of thinking that books will. Greater impact, smaller impact की बात नहीं होती. Negative imagery does not have a long-lasting impact. Long-lasting impact है. छोटा-मोटा भी impact हो तो क्या दिक्कत? Books aren't an accurate depiction of whom the society values and whom it doesn't. सोसाइटी की वैल्यू की बात नहीं, आप अपने आप को वैल्यू कर रहे हो कि नहीं कर रहे हो. चिल्ड्रन कैन नॉट एसोसिएट what they read in books with themselves. Yes, तो अगर आप बुक्स में एसोसिएट नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो then it doesn't make any sense. आप कुछ भी पढ़ लो, अपने बारे में पढ़ो, दूसरे के बारे में पढ़ो, तो दिस इज इनवैलिडेटेड डेफिनेटली बाय डी. राइट, तो इसको मार्क कर देंगे, तो चलेंगे ना. अब हमने देखा था वी गो टू पैसेज वन. ठीक है, हाउ आर वी डूइंग ऑन टाइम? फाइन, वी आर ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. This is going to be awkward, but someone has to tell you, so it may as well be me. You are a kind of a loser. You know that feeling. You sometimes have that your friends have more friends than you. Like this, you know how almost everyone in the gym seems in better shape than you. Everyone at your book club, it seems better, right? Well, they are, if you're single, probably a while since you dated, or you being such a loser. When you did, you recall the person was more romantically experienced and fit was probably true. क्या बोला? Why do we? So we have more. You have more friends than you when you feel that you are a loser. हर आदमी जो है आपको अपने आप से बेटर लगता है, जिम में आपसे बेटर लगते हैं लोग, बुक क्लब में बेटर है, सिंगल में है तो ओनली कंसोलेशन दैट nothing personal. It's a bizarre statistical fact that almost all of us have fewer friends than our friends, more flab than our fellow gym goers and so on. In other words, you are a loser, but not just your fault, it's just maths. मतलब सभी ऐसे ही. To anyone not steeped in statistics, it seems crazy. Friendship is a two-way street, and you would assume things would average out. Any given person would be likely to be more popular than the friends is less. But as sociologist Scott Feld showed in 1991 paper, this is true. If you list all your friends and ask them how many friends they have, their average will likely to be higher. This is little strange because हमें लगता है कि बराबर हो जाना चाहिए, इवन आउट हो जाना चाहिए कि अगर हमारा एक फ्रेंड जिसके पास ज्यादा फ्रेंड नहीं है तो दूसरे के पास कम होनी चाहिए, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता है. कह रहा है आप जितने भी फ्रेंड अपने लिस्ट करोगे उनके पास आपसे ज्यादा फ्रेंड होंगे, तो दिस इज लिटिल स्ट्रेंज. Reason is very simple. You are more likely to be friends with someone who has more friends than with someone who has far fewer friends. As psychologist puts it, you are more likely to know more popular people, less likely to know less popular. Some people may be completely friendless, but you are not friends with any of them. Okay? तो आप उन्हीं से दोस्ती करोगे क्योंकि ऑलरेडी फ्रेंड्स है लोगों के साथ में, तो उनके ज्यादा ही होंगे आपसे. Researchers have observed the so-called friendship paradox in a wide variety of situations. The implication is similar paradox cascading through daily life. People at our gym tends, your gym tends to be fitter than you because you tend not to encounter the ones they really go. Also, why people think of certain beaches or museums or airports as usually busier than they are. But even people aren't there when they are less covered. So if you're an active Facebook user feeling inadequate and happy because your friends seem to be doing better than you are, so everybody else might be similar to you. Okay, ठीक है, फाइन. फ्रेंडशिप पैराडॉक्स है. आपको हर बार जब आप एयरपोर्ट जाते हो तो आपको लगता है कि वो ज्यादा बिजी है क्योंकि आप कभी बिजी टाइम जाते ही नहीं. ठीक है, दिस टेक्स सम मेंटल जिम्नास्टिक टू अप्रिशिएट एंड डीपली रीअश्योर. वी आर ऑफन टोल्ड दैट वेरी फास्ट ट्रैक टू busy, but usual expression we choose to compare ourselves with wrong people we think the happiest, wealthiest, and most talented people. Ignore how much better off we are than most. ठीक है यार, reassuring है. Choose to compare ourselves with wrong people. तो हम गलत लोगों से अपने आप को कर लेते हैं. And ignoring that we are better off than most. Fields work suggests that we have the problem when it comes to people we know. The field from which we are choosing our comparison is statistically skewed against us. Next time, catch also feeling self-pityingly inferior to almost everyone we know. Take heart, and then it's the same for them. तो ओके, तो आपके फ्रेंड्स अगर लगता है आपको कि उनके ज़्यादा फ्रेंड्स हैं आपसे, जो लोग जिम में आते हैं वो आपके पास में आपको ज़्यादा फिट हैं, तो इसका कोई ये एक बेसिकली स्टेटिस्टिकल रीजन है इसके पीछे और कुछ नहीं है, एक पैराडॉक्स है ये. तो ठीक है, इसमें कुछ ऐसा मुझे बहुत खास भी नजर नहीं आ रही. लेट्स मूव टू द क्वेश्चंस हियर. Which of the following best explained why the author feels that the result of mental gymnastics is reassuring? Okay, mental gymnastics कहाँ लिखा हुआ है इसने? यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ था कहाँ पे? Here, take some mental gymnastics to appreciate with degree issue. We are often told that comparing ourselves with fast track, but the usual explanation we choose to compare ourselves with wrong people. Okay. It is more reassuring when your friends don't do well than when they are doing well. ऐसा तो नहीं बोलता था. The feeling of self-pity and inferiority that comparisons lead are not exclusive to you alone. Yes. So, this take what is we are often told comparing yourself with the fast world. Usually explain we choose to, but we choose to compare with the wrong people. The happiest, make know how much better off we are than most. The feeling of self-pity and inferiority that comparisons lead to are not exclusive to you alone. This looks okay. That's fine. Feeling of self-pity and inferiority may result in skewed comparisons. नहीं, कंपैरिजन होने के बाद जो कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिवर्स हो गया. फीलिंग inadequate and happy because your friends seem to doing better than you are is natural. ऐसा नहीं है. तो आई थिंक इसमें ये ठीक लग रहा है. मोर रिएशनिंग. नो नो, वी लुक्स टू बी ओके. The following reiterate the assumption in the line friendship is a two-way street, so you would assume things would average out. Friendship is a two-way street, so you would assume things would average out. ठीक बात है. ये कहाँ लिखा है? Friendship is a two-way street, so you would assume things would average out. Given person would be less likely to approach. ठीक है. Person A could be friends with person B, but person B could be in friends with several no different groups of persons. Most probably will have connectors to own friends. The number of people who have more friends than others is never the same as those who have fewer. Chances of your friends having more friends than you are similar to have your. Yes, this is okay. This looks okay. फ्रेंडशिप इज टू वे स्ट्रीट, तो आप अज्यूम करोगे कि इट विल एवरेज आउट. कि आपके अगर 5 फ्रेंड्स ऐसे हैं जिनके फ्रेंड ज्यादा हैं, तो आपके पास भी ऐसे 5 लोग ऐसे होंगे आपके जिनके आपसे कम है. तो ये अजम्पशन होगा इसमें, लेकिन वो बोला बाद में गलत हो गया. तो दिस लुक्स ओके. Which of the following is to be proven wrong to weaken the author's opinion in? You are more likely to know more popular people, but you are not friends with any. Question got twisted. Which of the following needs to be proven wrong to weaken the author's opinion? You are likely to know more popular people, but you are not friends with any of them. Okay, इसको weaken करना है, इसको गलत करके डबल नेगेटिव है. Popular people are popular only because they have more friends than the average individual. Fame is never an indicator of popularity. Popularity of a person doesn't reflect how many friends they actually have. Popular people could be completely friendless. ओके, अब इस तरह की क्वेश्चन करने का एक और मुझे एक तरीका जो लगता है कि आप देखो 3 इसमें से एक जैसे कौन से दिख रहे हैं. अगर सपोज करो हम कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं, लाइक आई एम गेटिंग अ लिटिल कंफ्यूज हियर. Proven wrong to weaken the author's opinion. So what I will do is look for 3 options which are going in the same direction, one which is going in the opposite direction. Popular people could be completely friendless. This is one option. Popularity of person doesn't reflect how many friends they have. These two are basically in the same direction. Fame is never an indicator of popularity of a person. This also looks to be similar. A, मुझे लग रहा है popular people are popular only because they have more friends. This is against the grain. So this becomes the option. Correct. अब इसको एक बार confirm भी कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे. You are more likely to know more people. Proven wrong. इसको wrong कर दो. Popular people are not popular only because they have more friends. So अगर ये गलत हो गया तो इससे weaken हो गया ये. Definitely. So A looks to be the correct answer here. Wells' work, though, suggests that this is only half the problem in the last paragraph of the passage. Which of the following best illustrates the other half of the problem? Okay. So, Wells' work last man have failed half the problem when it comes to the novel. The field from which we are choosing are comparison statistically skewed. The next time, the same for the Wells' work. Which of the following best illustrates the other half of the problem? Hmm. As basic comparison, we choose only those who have done better than us in life. This is the other half. This is the first half. Our choices are more driven by self-pity. Talented, happy, and wealthy people may not really have the kind of amazing life that we are myopic when it comes to picking a pool from which we select people for our comparisons. Okay. So half of the problem. This was this is half the problem. Yes, this is only half of the problem. यहाँ क्या बोला? For best university, other half the problem. Okay. Reality. Um, basically, one people in the happiest, wealthiest, better off. We are the most. Maybe half the problem. Because those people we know well, people which are doing certain things. Next time we have to just inferior to a material to write for them the same. Okay. Okay. So we have now one bus left and then some questions. For more than 3 million, how many beings invested some of the best permitting of the whole status that investment being uniformly wise and uniformly creative, it has not been uniformly forgettable and that uniformly secular that we are not putting explanation. spectacular, destructive too. In many cases, the second set of investment can never compare the meaning of human achievement in the spirit of religion. Civilization, as we know, it's largely the achievement of religious way of life. I have to figure the part story. Say this is non-believer who invested some years of life in study of psychology like that. Okay. 3,000 सालों तक invest human beings ने spiritual and religious में invest किया है. Uniformly world it has not been uniformly forgettable either. ठीक है. State का मतलब secular life में भी recently किया है. It has not been. It has been also destructive in life. ठीक है. तो second set cannot compare with this religious way of life. Okay. Religious way of life. Then we ignore or bypass the achievement for the sake of theory progress that seek to wipe clean the enlightenment world. Three theta the answer is no. How can we acknowledge the achievement of part of self-enlightenment vision declared like earlier written these questions? I hope that you'll find the answer to no persistent why do we frequently answer for the secular laws where for religion capacity will secular word more transparent was will be become secular all acquisition is complete with even over religion and alien territory looks like witchcraft while the depth of millions in hands of secular states secular discourse would like necessary cost to pay for lofty items such as nation building state formation progress development, centric nationality, indeed, emphasis on blood testing of institutional religions helps a non-believer to wipe clean the record of their own kind. Okay, so what the answer you know, return these questions. Okay, so fine. Things are not simple. Secular state study of religion is the set of study of religion, part of the national political provisions of because I think what religion for the same instrument concept of psychology, you have good ethnography or history. Okay, so spiritual, so religious और spiritual हम 3,000 सालों से करते हैं सेकुलर रूम अभी किया हमने और religious achievements जो हमारे काफी थे उसको हम भूल जाते हैं and because secularism makes us do that secularism के कारण so we do not really go out religion is alien territory but sacrifice. It's not as simple as the studies. Okay. Author uses the phrase in retrospect in the first paragraph. In retrospect, okay, investment in retrospect. In retrospect means in the past. So, इसमें ability to look inwards is wrong. Expectations future. Comparison of the past and present. Contentious issues is wrong. Review or contemplation of the past from a different perspective. इसके लिए तो पैसेज पढ़ने की जरूरत भी नहीं चाहिए इस क्वेश्चन को करने के लिए. All of the following can be deduced from the passage itself. There are more evils rising from religion than from secularism. ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. Study of religion from outside is closely linked to politicizing religion. ये end में है. यहाँ पे बता दिया इसने. Study of religion from outside is closely linked to. When we study religion from outside to produce a good ethnography, so same set of psychological mechanisms when we use religion for political gains. So this is given. Secularism is not as blemished and blame-free as it is made out to be. ये लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे. सेक्युलरिज्म जो है वो कोई दूध का धुला हुआ नहीं है, right? We belong to the same world, secular world's capacity to endorse evil, same time so fearful. Yes, secular world is more transparent. We belong to secular. So definitely, it is not blemish-free. Certain destructive acts are carried out in the name of high-sounding ideals. Yes, nation building, state formation के नाम पे destructive acts होती हैं. So this also is given. One is definitely not given. So we can mark one. Which of the following can be understood from the passage? Due to the progress made by secularism, it is good to wipe clean the contribution of the religion to civilization. ये क्या बोल रहा है? बिल्कुल ही गलत बोल रहा है. The investment of human, cognitive, and affective resources in secular programming has always been wise and creative. Always been wise and creative. Investment might not have been uniformly wise and creative. गलत बोल रहा है. Unfamiliarity with the nature of evil stemming from religion could have played a part in establishing the fear of religion. Yes, unfamiliarity with the nature of religion. ये यहाँ पे बताया हुआ है इसमें. Religion is alien territory. It looks eerily like witchcraft and by the death of millions. This looks okay. Secular ideals have overtaken religious symbols in endorsing evil. Yes, this is also. This looks fine. According to the past, man has invested cumulative and effective resources in secular statecraft and secular public life. ये दोनों लिखा हुआ साफ. तो लिखा हुआ secular statecraft. तो इनफैक्ट दो क्वेश्चन तो इसमें से बहुत आसानी से कर सकते थे. इसने पैसेज नहीं भी पढ़ा, एक सिर्फ पहला पैराग्राफ पढ़ लिया, वो भी कर सकता था इसके दो क्वेश्चन. Okay, so let's go back and address the remaining three. इसमें से लेट्स चूज, मेरे पास में बचे हुए हैं 4.5 मिनट, तो इसमें से मुझे सबसे वन वे ऑफ द अदर फ्यूचर वर्क सस्टेनेबल, ये वाला फिर भी थोड़ा ठीक लग रहा है, इसको करने की कोशिश करते हैं। Future work in the field of sustainable design metrics should include the discussion of available data during the design phase of chemical products. Such tools can be designed to apply existing life cycle assessment. Such tools, तो मुझे कहीं such tools दिखने चाहिए इसमें. Currently, life cycle assessment results are used to measure adherence to principles governing the use and design of safe chemicals. This can be lowered in future. Quantitative assessment of green design methods, data space toxicity can be used to measure adherence to principles such as reducing energy use. Of course, life cycle assessment results particularly are not available before the production, much less during the design of chemical strategies. पता नहीं यार कहाँ से उठा के लाए हैं इस तरह के पैसे दिए, और ना और दिख रहा है निचोड़ दिख रहा है. Future work in the field of should include the discussion of available data. Such tools मुझे कहीं नहीं दिख रहे, तो I will take an educated guess here because मेरे पास में टाइम कम है, मुझे बाकी के क्वेश्चन देखने हैं, तो इसमें मैं सच टूल्स कैन बी डिजाइन यही वाला लगा देता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे कोई टूल नजर नहीं आ रहा कहीं पे भी इसमें, तो टूल लगा दो और इस पर जो होगा देखा जाएगा, वैसे भी नेगेटिव. उसके बाद में चलते हैं इस पे, ये भी है नॉन नेगेटिव है, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा टाइम लगा सकते हैं. इफेक्ट ऑफ दोज माइक्रोबायोटा टारगेटेड थेरेपी दैट ऑल्टर कम्युनिटी कंपोजिशन. से लेके आया है दिस फॉर हैज ब्रॉट दिस फ्रॉम वेयर आई डोंट नो. Secondary infection linked to antibiotic use provide a cautionary tale of unintended consequences. Micro insight into microbial biology, ecology, connection between disease and disruption of homeostatic interaction between the host and microbiota is well established. Drug developers and clinicians are starting to rely more heavily on therapy that directly target. I don't know. It could be head or tail of it. Ectomyota community, secondary infection linked to this. Insight will also benefit. Okay, ये एक clue यहाँ पे also किससे linked है? Connection between disease is now well established. Well established. Okay. Drug developers are starting to rely more on therapy to directly target microbiota. Back to these microbiota targeted therapies. Microbiota target therapies तो ठीक है, बात हो रही है यहाँ पे भी हो रही है, यहाँ पे भी हो रही है. Secondary infections. Insight will also benefit. थ्री मुझे ठीक लग रहा है, थ्री लगा के चल देते हैं आगे, क्योंकि थ्री का ऑल्सो का मुझे कहीं पे भी बेनिफिट बैकग्राउंड नहीं दिख रहा है, थ्री लगा के उसको. ओके, लास्ट एक क्वेश्चन बच गया, challenging question. One way or the other, historiography of science has been greatly broadened, absolutely transformed, when the impulse for this came in part at least from coordinate transformation of philosophy of science was one consequence has been the philosophers who are concerned with theories. It is that I should emphasize not all histories name. I don't know क्या बोलना चाह रहा है. Philosophers side of working to now see recent work has been influenced by philosophy, trying to the more dedicated to story. Historical accounts are better than those in the past. Historians currently seeking theories of science find it difficult. The philosophers who want to research and socialize in sufficient matter. Recent history do not carry much concerns. कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा इसको, इस पे मार्क करके कोई फायदा है? नेगेटिव मार्किंग, वैसे तो नेगेटिव मार्किंग में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट आई एम नॉट एबल टू इवन kind of narrow down. So we'll leave it. Submit for your time. इसको तो मुझे करना ही है. In any case, so I'll have to leave it. Okay, just hang on. I'll just stop here. Let this go on the background. and let us start the discussion.